Hi guys, so here we are today. We're going to learn about domain, range, and intercepts. Yes, this is a topic you've probably done before, but it's a good reminder as we start our year off. Okay, so big thing, remember, domain is always your X value. Range is always your Y, and the good reminder is that X is alphabetically first, D is alphabetically first. Same with Y and range. They're both seconds. Intercepts, we're going to look for both X and Y. Crosses the X or Y axis. Okay, and I figured the best way to start this is with examples. Okie dokie. So here we go. Domain. We want to look at whether we cover all the X's or not. So the best way to start, we're going to do it in 3 parts. Does this line cover all the negative X values? Now, it does stop here at -6, but we see this arrow? Because it goes down forever and out, it will eventually cover all of the negative X values. Okay. Does it hit 0? Does the line touch or come across 0? And the answer is yes, right here. And then we ask the same question about the positives. Does this graph cover all positive X values? Again, because we have this arrow, this is going to go up and out forever, so the answer is yes. So we're going to write this. It's an R with a double base, and this just means all real numbers. Okay? It's just our math way of writing all of that, and just a lot less words. Okay, range. Now we're going to do the same thing. I know we have no negative Y values showing, but if we extended this line, will this graph go down forever? And the answer is yes. We know that again because of this arrow. Is it going to cover all the positive Y's? Yes, because the arrow and it's always going up. Does it cross the 0? And the answer is yes. So here is all real numbers. Okay. Now, X-intercept. Okay. Does this cross the X-axis? And the answer is yes. So the question is, where does it cross the X-axis? Here at -4. So it would be X equals -4. Now, I'm not going to write intercepts all the time, so I'm just going to write INT for intercepts. Okay, does this cross the Y-axis? And the answer is yes, here at 4. Please be careful. I'm guilty of this too. It's a Y-intercept, so this is Y equals 4. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's look at number 2. Okay. We can do this right here. Domain. Does it cover all of our negative X values? And the answer is yes, because you see that line is going up and out. Does it cover all of our positive X values? Again, there's an arrow up and out. Okay. Does it touch 0? Yes. All reals. Okay. Range. Does it cover the negative Y values? The answer is no, it doesn't. Okay. Does it cover all the positive? Yes, it does. So what we want to do here is figure out where do we, start and go to. And our bottommost part here is 0, and it's all above, right? All above. So range deals with Y, and it sits above, so that means it's greater than, touches 0, and equal to 0. Okay. Cool. Okay, X-intercepts. Do we touch the X-axis at all? And the answer is yes, right here at X equals 0. Does it touch our Y-intercept? Or, sorry, Y-axis. And the answer is yes, again at 0. So y equals 0. Is it okay that x and y touch at the same point? And the answer is absolutely. Okay. Let's see if I can get some of the stuff away. Nope. I tried. Sorry. Okay, so let's look at number 3. Domain. Am I touching the negative x values? The answer is no. Am I touching the y? I'm positive. I am so sorry. Positive x values. Yes. Am I touching 0? Yes. So notice I'm touching everything in this direction. So this is going to be x greater than, because I'm touching 0, equal to 0. Okay. Range. Notice we're asking the same questions. Am I touching the negative y's? And the answer is yes. We have that arrow and it's going down forever. Am I going to touch all the positive y's? And the answer is yes. Again, arrows. And we have 0. So we're going to touch everything from the negative to the positive. So this is going to be all reals. X-intercept. Only place we touch the x-axis here is at 0. What about the y one? That's right, it's the same one. So y equals 0. Okay. I hope you're having fun. If not, you can just pretend you're having fun, right? Ooh, fun one here. Domain. So x values. Am I touching all of the negative x values? And if you said no, you're correct. So the question is, what is the highest point? Where do I stop? And the answer here is, oh, I am so sorry. I went with y. Oh my goodness gracious. Let me stop and rewind. Okay, here we go. Am I going to touch the negative x-axis? Yes. Okay, it's quite obvious. Now here's where you have to use a little bit of an imagination. If I asked you right now, currently, am I touching the positive x values? And the answer is going to be no. Will I eventually get there? And you see the arrow, and you see how it's it's not coming straight down, but it's headed down. So if I line my pen up, you see how I'll eventually get to this side. Okay, so this is going to be all reals. Okay, range. The one I started earlier, which I am so sorry. Do I cover all the negative y values? And the answer is no, I don't. And we could say we're definitely not touching the positive because this thing's not going up. So the question is, at what point do I stop touching the negative, or stop going up, I guess? And it's right here at -1. So we're going to do y -1. And we want everything below. So it's -1 and below. So it's going to be less than and equal to, because we're still touching that -1. Okay. X-intercept. Do I have an x-intercept? Am I ever going to cross the x-axis? And the answer is no. We do not want to put 0 because 0 is a perfectly lovely number. So we're just going to put a y-intercept. Okay, we're just going to worry about what's pictured right here. So we're just going to go in A. Did we write and solve for the equation? Absolutely. Today we're just not. Okay. So let's get some fun. Okay, domain. Now I'm going to do this. Okay, here we go. So this is an asymptote, and that's why you see these lines not crossing. Am I going to cover all the negative x-axis? And the answer is yes. Am I going to cover 0? Yes. Where do I stop on the positive? And it looks like 3. Okay, so on this side, it's everything over to the left. So x, and then we look at 3. We want everything less than 3. Now the question is, am I touching 3? And the answer is going to be no. So I'm not going to put an equal to bar. Okay. Now, on the other side, we're going to, are we touching from 3 all the positive x values? And the answer is yes. So comma, x is greater than 3. Okay, and you're done. Range. Am I touching all the negative y's? Now notice we have a whole nother one right here, asymptote at 0. So you see this graph gets close to 0 and then pulls away. So we want everything below. So we're going to say y and 0, and we want below, so it's less than 0. We're not touching 0, so we're not going to go there. Are we touching all the positive and at y values? And the answer is yes. So we're going to be greater than 0. Okay, and we're good there. Do we have any x-intercepts? And the answer is no. We're getting close to that x-axis, but we're never going to touch. So NA. And then the y-intercept. Looks like we're touching, and we're going to approximate. Let's call that y equals 0.9. If you said 0.8, would I take off? And the answer is no. On the test quizzes, it's going to be exact. Okay, let's look at one last question. Let's see if we have time. Hopefully we do. Domain. Okay, if you want to try, hit pause. Okay. We're touching all the negative x's, all the positive x's, and 0, all reals. Range. Am I touching all the negatives? Y's, and the answer is not. This is where I stop, right? Am I touching all the positives? No, I stop here. So I'm going to be between, it looks like 1 and negative 1 and 1. So it's going to be negative 1. We're touching it. And this just says our graph's between negative 1 and 1. Do I have any x-intercepts? I have a lot. I have one here, here, and here. So x equals 1, 2, negative 3, 0, and 1, 2, 3, 3. Is it possible to have more than one? Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to put this right here. Y-intercept. Do I have a y-intercept? And the answer here is yes at y equals 0. Oops, that looks like a 6. 0. Okay. This one, I'm going to go really fast because I'm going to run out of time. If not, domains. Do you see how this graph is between this point and this point? 1, 2. So it's sandwiched in between here. So it's between negative 2 and 2. Range. I'm between here, and that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Negative 3, y, equal to 3. X-intercepts. X equals negative 2 and 2. And y-intercepts. That's a y. Y equals negative 3 and y equals 3. If you have questions, please ask for help. I'll talk to you later. Bye.